Many people today dismiss Aikido. They see it as a beautiful, flowing dance, but ultimately useless in a real fight. They watch practitioners in flowing hakama executing graceful, cooperative throws and conclude it has no place in the world of modern self-defense or combat sports. This perception, while understandable, is built on a fundamental misunderstanding. It judges an entire art by its most visible contemporary iteration. If you're enjoying the video so far, please hit the like button to show your support. But what if the Aikido we see today is only a fragment of a much larger, more potent whole? What if its founder, Morihei Ueshiba, practiced something far more direct, something brutally effective and grounded in the harsh realities of combat? The truth is buried but not lost. Before it was the art of peace, it was simply Aiki. This was Ueshiba's method in his prime, a fearsome and powerful system honed through relentless training and real-world encounters. We must challenge the assumption that traditional arts are inherently obsolete. We must look past the sanitized dojo performances. The period before World War II represents the lost years of Morihei Ueshiba's art. This was not Aikido as we know it. It was referred to as Aiki Jujutsu, Aiki Budo. It was a far cry from the flowing, gentle art it would later become. Historical sources paint a picture of a martial system that was direct, severe, devastatingly effective. Rare film footage and photographs from the 1930s show a different Ueshiba. The 1935 Asahi News demonstration is a clear example. He is compact, explosive. His techniques are not graceful resolutions but jarring, structure-breaking applications of force. His training was not for spiritual enlightenment alone, it was for incapacitating an opponent. Eyewitness accounts from this time are startlingly consistent. Kenji, Tomiki, Minoru, Mochizuki. Both were high-ranking judoka before meeting Ueshiba. They described the training as intensely physical and martially focused. They spoke of techniques applied with punishing intent, targeting joints, targeting balance. Comparing pre-war Aiki Budo to modern Aikido is like comparing a wolf to a domesticated dog. They share a common ancestor, but their nature, purpose, and behavior are worlds apart. The most striking difference lies in intent. Early footage shows Ueshiba entering aggressively, often moving forward to intercept and control the attacker. The initiative is his. In contrast, many contemporary Aikido schools teach students to wait for the attack, blend with its momentum, and then apply a technique. This shift from proactive control to reactive blending represents a fundamental change. Let's break down a specific technique, Shomenuchi Ikkyo, a foundational control. In a modern dojo, this is often practiced with a large, committed overhead strike from a cooperative partner. The defender steps offline, redirects the arm, and brings the partner down to the mat with smooth, continuous pressure. In the 1935 film, however, Ueshiba's version is jarringly different. As the attacker begins to strike, Ueshiba drives forward, his hand striking and seizing the attacker's arm while his body crashes into their space. The unbalancing is immediate and violent. The control is not a gentle press, but a structural break, collapsing the opponent's posture instantly. It is less of a redirection and more of a collision. The core principle of early Iki is widely misunderstood. It is not simply about blending or flowing with an opponent's energy like a leaf in the wind. That is a passive, almost mystical interpretation. The true historical meaning of Aiki is far more proactive and predatory. It is the art and science of actively seizing control of your opponent's balance and structure from the instant an engagement begins. It is about making their body your own, moving it where you want it to go, regardless of their intention. It is not about going with their force, but about taking their force and their ability to generate it away from them completely. This is achieved by understanding and manipulating the human body's inherent weaknesses. Ueshiba's Aiki focused on kuzushi, the principle of unbalancing, more profoundly than is commonly taught. Not just pushing or pulling, but subtly breaking alignment. By controlling their head, shoulders, hips, you control their spine. By controlling their spine, you control their center of gravity. Once you own their center, their strength becomes irrelevant. They become a puppet, and you are the one pulling the strings. To understand how Ueshiba achieved this level of control, we must deconstruct his method into its core components. The first and most crucial principle is connection. This does not mean simply grabbing an opponent. It means establishing a link to their center of mass through any point of contact. Whether a hand on a wrist, a forearm to the chest, or body pressure, feel their balance and structure. Early students like Gozo Shioda emphasize musubi, connection, describing how Ueshiba could feel intent through the slightest touch and manipulate the entire body from that single point. Once connection is established, the next principle is leverage. Use the opponent as a series of levers. Treat the arm to move the shoulder, shoulder to control the spine, spine to govern hips and center of gravity. Power came not from muscles, but precise leverage on the skeleton. Small movements, dramatic effects. The final piece of the puzzle is direction. Never fight force head on. Guide it into a dead angle where no structure supports it. Connect to their push, then leverage it slightly down and aside. Their momentum continues, but without alignment, they collapse. Connection, leverage, direction, a synergistic system. Connection lets you feel structure. Leverage breaks it. Direction provides the path of least resistance, described in Budo Renshu with lines of force and control angles. A science of combat with timeless principles. Let's translate these abstract principles into tangible physical examples. Consider a simple wrist grab, a common scenario in self-defense training. The untrained reaction is to pull away a losing battle against a stronger opponent. An early Aiki practitioner addresses it differently. Move toward the opponent, closing distance. This changes the grab angle and begins structural disruption. Do not fixate on the grabbed wrist, target elbow, and shoulder. Rotate and raise your hand to lever their elbow unnaturally, sending kuzushi through arm, shoulder, spine. Posture collapses. Attack evaporates. Continue the spiral for kotegeshi. Kotegeshi, or step forward to immobilize with ikkyo. Ikkyo or nikyo. Nikyo. Control is absolute because the base is gone. The fight ended when structure broke. This illustrates the mindset. Not escaping a hold, but taking ownership of the person holding you. First, connect. Second, use leverage to break alignment. Third, direct their unstable mass. This is the unseen hand of Aiki at work. Subtle, intelligent, deeply effective, as valid today as in Ueshiba's time. It might seem strange to connect the grappling heavy art of Aiki to the world of modern striking, but the principles are surprisingly universal. The most elite strikers in boxing, Muay Thai, MMA use Aiki concepts, even if they don't call them by that name. Watch a master boxer like Vasily Lomachenko. He doesn't just throw punches, he masterfully controls space and angles, reaching positions where he can hit them, but they cannot easily hit him back. A direct application of the dead angle core Aiki. In Ueshiba's early art, atemi was not just about damage. Strikes disrupted posture to create openings, a jab snapping the head breaks spinal alignment for a heartbeat. In that moment, they're vulnerable to a decisive blow or takedown. Pure Aiki strategy. Evasion and blending have their place. A skilled fighter slips, rolls, pivots, redirecting momentum. Anderson Silva in his prime would lean back, causing overextension and imbalance, then counter with devastating accuracy, turning defense into structured kuzushi. These are not coincidences, they reflect universal truths. Controlling space, breaking structure, managing momentum. Ueshiba codified them. Modern fighters rediscovered them under pressure, and ghosts in the machine. Study early Aiki to turn instinct into deliberate, repeatable strategy. While modern grappling is incredibly sophisticated, early Aiki offers a powerful lens. Grappling focuses on position and submission, but Aiki emphasizes constant structural disruption, not just fighting grips or positions, always attacking base and alignment, even bottom mount, break posture via head or hips control. Bench pressing or explosive bridging is strength versus strength. Aiki inserts wedges and levers, turns hips, drives elbow into hip, not lifting, but breaking ground connection. You are creating kuzushi. Once unstable, reversing or escaping requires far less strength. In the clinch, wrestlers and judoka excel. Aiki adds another dimension. Use head position, frames, subtle shifts to attack the spine and balance constantly. Make them carry your weight, fight to stay upright, drain stamina, create easy throws and takedowns because they are already falling. In self-defense, fights are chaotic. Instant unbalancing, staying on your feet, creating space to escape is critical. Ueshiba's early principles suit this reality. Not about winning a match, but neutralizing a threat and regaining control fast. Integrate Kuzushi into grappling more effective on and off the mat. We have journeyed back in time, uncovered the potent core of Ueshiba's pre-war Aiki, and connected its principles to the realities of modern combat. The ultimate lesson is not to simply copy old techniques, but to adopt the spirit of inquiry that led Ueshiba to develop them. He studied multiple arts, tested against all comers, refined relentlessly, not bound by tradition, driven by what truly worked. This is the most important secret he left behind. Do not accept techniques at face value. Ask why. Why does this throw work? What is the underlying principle of this lock? How can I break structure before technique? Experiment. Take Aiki's proactive, unbalancing structural control, dead angles, test them. Whether boxing, BJJ, karate, or modern Aikido, these principles deepen understanding and effectiveness. Universal truths require humility and an open mind. Look deeper. Question everything. Seek the principles connecting all effective systems. Strip away the non-essential. Rediscover potent, timeless truths of movement and power. Ueshiba's lost secrets were never lost, waiting for a new generation to find them, hidden in plain sight. To support the channel, comment, like, share, and subscribe to the channel. To receive notifications about future content, select the post notification bell. If you want to stay with me, choose a video on your screen and we will see you there. Thank you.